Oh no. She's old, yeah, yeah, yeah. So many of us got what to say, but we don't have the means so we can listen, yeah. Things that we should drop on our vision, yeah. Oh yeah. Negativity getting out of the way, But listening to us that we bring life, yeah. Plus it's got the voice of an angel, yeah. She's extraordinary, extraordinary. That bunny like it, they try to help us. We sitting, bringing life to the dream. And so everything happy, and she's so, yeah. Transforming one life at a time. That's why statues of the old to keep us speaking for us.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 17. Yes, today is day 17. Welcome. Hey, my baby girl, Inda, how are you? Oh my goodness, such a wonderful privilege to have you, my darling, on here. Day 17, and today we're talking about alignment. Alignment on day 17 of our 21 days challenge. We are on day 17. We made it. Yay! Excited. So if you're watching me on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere you're watching from, welcome to day 17 of our 21 days challenge, talking about alignment. Okay, so let's get right into it. So talking about alignment today, it was just very, it's not very anything, but alignment is important. I don't know if any one of you understands the importance of alignment in anything you're doing. Whether you're getting a job, whether you're starting a business, you're getting into a relationship, or even with your family, your significant other, even your immediate family that you don't get the opportunity or the option to choose them, right? You were just put in together and you have to make this thing called life work. It's very important at some point in that journey where you begin to consider being in alignment with the people that are in your space, because alignment fosters so many positive things. And we're going to talk about 3 critical things that alignment brings into our lives, right? Alignment brings clarity. Alignment allows everyone in the situation to be very clear on what the mission is. Whether the mission is for us to support one another, the mission is for us to encourage one another, the mission is for us to help one another. Alignment allows everyone on that team to understand what the mission is. And it allows that understanding and clarity to push forward, to allow us to make progress, right? So for example, I get to belong to several different groups, several, too many for me to count. But now going into 2023, I made a very, very conscious decision to streamline all of those groups, to sort of like go into this year with, excuse me, guys, to sort of go into this year with a more clear understanding of where I needed to be and who I needed to be with. And there were several different factors that guided my decision making, whether it was just the group was positively impacting my life, or I was positively impacting the group, or it was a place where I was celebrated and they celebrated me and I celebrated them in return, or it was just a fact of there was little to no conflict. You know, conflict is good because it actually allows us to air our differences and come out with a better outcome while we're all being very individual in our ways. But there are ways that there's certain types of conflicts that they don't really bode for anything good. So alignment allows for clarity for everyone involved. And that is why it's important for you to be in alignment at all times. And how do you identify when you're out of alignment? I don't know if that's something we need to break down, but we might just mention it. Out of alignment, opposite of what we talked about, there is no clarity. And then if there is clarity, then there is no functional movement. Like everything you're doing, it's either one person is pulling and another person is pushing, or you're pulling and you're pushing. It's just like when you're out of alignment with God. Let's use that universal analogy, because everyone actually answers to someone. I do hope you answer to someone, not just yourself, but everyone answers to someone. If you're completely out of alignment with God, you'll definitely have And on you, I don't know if it's just me, but let me just give my own personal experience, because I cannot speak for you and I cannot speak for any other person. I can only speak for myself. Whenever I feel out of alignment with God, it just seems like there is something missing. It feels like there is a huge there's just a void. There's something that is just not right. It just feels like I'm out of the thing that makes me me, that thing that makes me very, very unique in my position. Sorry, I keep trying to adjust my chest. I'm looking at the camera and I'm like, that's straight. Okay, sorry for the distraction. But it just takes me out of my own personal space, where I feel like that air of peace that we feel, even though when things are not going right, if you're in alignment with God and the things that He has for you, you're at the right place, you're doing the right things, the right activities are happening, that sense of peace comes over you. There is like some type of I don't know, satisfaction in everything that you're doing. I don't know if it's anybody, but for me, my conscience is very, very, very active. It plays a very active role in making me overthink situations. And most times, I don't know how many other overthinkers out there, but I overly think things through. And then by my overthinking, sometimes it works well for me, because it allows me to analyze situations from different angles and hopefully help me make the best decision. But sometimes overthinking also puts me in a position where I make stuff up. And then it takes me from being aligned to being out of alignment. So clarity is something that we get from being aligned. Another thing that we get from being aligned is just that sense of purpose, just understanding that you're living within your purpose. When you're fully aligned with the things that you're supposed to be doing, it actually acts as a vehicle driving you towards living a purposeful life. That means the activities, the things, the relationships that you are in is moving towards what it is that you're actually supposed to fulfill on this earth. You're touching the lives that you're supposed to be touching. Sometimes we have the best intentions. We want to get into situations. We want to get into businesses. We want to do things that other people are doing just because we feel like it's working out for them. But then when you get into it, you find out that this thing is not really gelling for me. Like this thing is not gelling. It's not the way that it's working. I don't feel the same way about it like you do. I don't feel as convicted about this thing as you do. I don't feel as comfortable doing or being here or being this person as much as you do. And sometimes we see a lot of spouses, like people in relationships, husbands and wives, or maybe even boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever, in relationships, and they are completely out of alignment with each other. The things that are supposed to pull them together are the things that actually separate them. Those, by the way, guys, red flags in any relationship. If you guys, I'm not saying you have to think alike, be alike, do alike every time. But if you're going to decide to spend the rest of your life with someone, you have to be able to watch out for those things that pull you guys together. Do you have more things pulling you together, keeping you in alignment, where you're like championing each other, even if it's not something you're directly involved with? Do you have that conviction to support your spouse in whatever venture they are going into, or whatever it is that they have chosen as their life's mission? Or do you find yourself constantly just in contradiction, or you're just not buying into the vision? You just don't even understand why that person has to be doing the things that they're doing at that time. And those things that are supposed to bring you closer together are the things that actually pull you apart. Or do you go into a business arrangement, a partnership, or a relationship with a friend? You want to do something together. And just before you got into that business situation, you all were the best of friends. Everything was so good. Everything was so kind. Everything was so amazing. And then you get into business, but because you operate differently as a business person, and you have a different approach and you have a different personality, working together to try to make money together, that might not just be a good thing. And it might just pull you guys out of alignment, both in the personal space and in the business space. So these are some of the things that I've experienced. And that is why today talking about alignment is so important. As we round up our 21 days challenge, this year, my goal, at least for myself and my people, is to be in complete alignment at all times, to stay away from drama, although sometimes you can't avoid that, because when you're dealing with humans, there's always some type of drama. I'm sure when people are dealing with me, they expect some type of drama too. However, you can at least minimize those things that bring conflict and sort of disruption, you can minimize them by constantly monitoring yourself and making sure that when you make a decision to go into a situation, whether it's a business, a social, whatever it is, you are trying to ensure that how those things make you feel. That is your alignment. You know, alignment is not something that we can measure where we can see like, oh, there's a ruler. Oh, yes, I'm right in the center. I'm right here. No. Alignment is something that you feel at the core of your being. There's times when people will tell you, why is it okay now? What's the big deal now? It's okay. Everybody's doing it well here. Why are you different? But let me tell you something. If you don't feel good about it on the inside of you, that means you're completely out of alignment with who you are. That means you're not being true to yourself. That means you're not staying true to the nature that God put on the inside of you. Because if it doesn't feel right, you don't need any soothsayer, you don't need any prophet, pastor to tell you. You will know within yourself that this thing, it doesn't feel right. It's just like people say every time, you know, they get into a relationship, they go so far, and they're hoping that things will turn out differently, and they're constantly telling themselves, this thing is not feeling right. I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this. Then they get the proposal, they get the ring, and the family is involved, and the wedding day is announced, and they still know that they don't feel good about the situation. Yet they move forward, just trying to roll with the punches because everybody else around them seems to think it is the best alignment for them. But within themselves, they know that it is the wrong move to make. Sorry, guys, I've been doing a lot of talking. So guys, listen, alignment is so critical for 2023 to have a successful time in life, in business, in relationship, and not just for this year, just talking about life in general, who you're becoming. Being in alignment is so important. Hey, Nana Homemade Foods. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. So it's so important for you guys to understand why alignment it's a thing. It is a thing. It's not just some woo-woo meditational mindfulness thing that people try to push on us. It is an actual thing that we get to live within ourselves. Some people look at alignment as, I can describe it as your conscience. You know, whenever you feel like your conscience is telling you something, or some people say, I heard that voice from within me telling me, oh, this thing or this person, or I should not even, you know, that is where your alignment, I guess, what do I call it? Your alignment measure. Yeah, that's how you measure your state of alignment. Thank you. That's how you measure your state of alignment, how you feel on the inside of you. You know, there's someone I follow on social media, and I love listening to her, Abraham Hicks. She talks so much about mindfulness, about manifestations, and all of these things. And I listen to her because every time she speaks, I hear a lot of what she's saying, and it resonates so deeply within me because these are natural. Thank you so much, Nana Homemade Foods. These are natural states of being that we have to be in, whereby she talks about the simple, basic, fundamental plane where we can really talk about manifesting whatever we want in this life is how everything around us makes us feel. If you don't feel good, because really we're put on here, and I don't know why we assume that, yeah, we talk about life is hard, the economy is bad, and all of these things. However, we're not put on here to have those experiences perpetually. Those things happen just because they happen, because human beings somewhere make certain decisions, the economy goes woo. There's a war breaking out in what's it called? In Ukraine. And you know, everything is going south with the economy, and it affects us. We can't control that. The one thing we can control, however, is our personal state of alignment. How do you feel? How do you feel about people when you're around them? There are certain people that I know for a fact that I should have really separated myself from for a very long time. But I kept giving myself all these excuses that I'm not there for them, I'm there for this and this and this. I should have really just taken the express decision a long time when my inner mind kept telling me something is off here. You know, when you're around people where they don't want you around them, where they're really just conspiring against you, and they're just like, when they see you, they smile in your face, and you know, like your spirit is like, come on, this person is being so fake, and you can tell. You know, there are times when people are being deceived and they don't know, but there are times when people are putting up an act and you can tell. And I just refused until everything just ended up in a huge blowout, and it was just horrible. But I'm glad that it even ended in the blow up, because that just really made it impossible for me to really try to go back and try to fix that situation, because that would have probably been the thing where you're like, you know, when people show you who they are, like we say, believe them. But in many cases, we say, oh, let's give them a second chance. Let's walk through this situation with them, yada, 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 and all of that. When you're out of alignment, your inner man will tell you, like you don't even need any soothsayer. You feel it from within your soul that something is off. And that is how you're supposed to guide and guard yourself. The Bible says, guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. If you're not guarding your heart and you're just allowing anyhow kind of communication or anyhow type of interaction to come around you, you're going to constantly be in a state of disalignment. You're going to be pulled here, pulled there. You're not going to stay true to who you are, what you're supposed to be, what the mission and the purpose of your life is supposed to achieve. You're going to be fully distracted. And then you're going to spend a lot of time wasted doing things you're not supposed to do. And that is time that you can never, ever get back. That is currency that you've spent it and you can never get it back. And somebody was talking about having this state of awareness. Some people come to their knowing when they're much older. And then they don't have a lot of time to really live a meaningful life with the awareness that they've gained, because they've spent a bulk of their time out of alignment, out of awareness, just living life like it doesn't even matter, just existing in this plane like they're not even here for a particular purpose, and not even mindful to figure out what that purpose is. Completely out of alignment, an entire lifetime lived out of alignment. I wonder how you're even ever going to recover from that. I don't want to get to the end of my life wondering what if, how, and why am I here when this is where I'm not supposed to be. I want to get to the end of my life knowing fully well that, okay, Dr. O, you did everything you were supposed to do. At least for the most part, you were mostly what you were supposed to be to this earth, to the people around you, to your children, to your family, to your community, in your space of business, the enterprise that you engaged in. That was what you were born to do. You weren't trying to you weren't trying to follow a trend. You went into business trying to struggle, doing something that you were not really created to do. So that is it on alignment, guys. Alignment brings clarity. Alignment gives you a sense of peace. Alignment is something that guides you. It's sort of like a map. It allows you to find your way through life. Those are the three things about alignment I wanted to share with you guys today. So guys, let's focus on our personal alignment. And that is how everything else around us will fall into place. Because if you're in alignment, if you're where you're supposed to be at the right place at the right time, I tell you, the right things will happen to you. The right people will come into your life. If you're wondering why you're attracting the wrong people, you are out of alignment. Because maybe you're attracting those people based on something that you're giving off. That means you're engaging in activities or thought processes that do not really serve you well. So you need to really do a quick, what do they say? We do a quick house cleaning. And let's do a checkup from the neck up. Let's do a quick checkup from the neck up and figure out what's going on around here. And let's start to get everything together so that the rest of us can come together and we can begin to have a purposeful and productive year. Thank you guys for another day. It's day 17. Today was all about alignment. I hope I was able to share. Thank you, Nana, for that beautiful comment. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's day 17. You can definitely go back and watch all the videos. They're on my page, day 1 to day 17. Trust me, you're going to love it. Maybe not every day will serve you, but I promise you a lot of those days will serve you so well. And please share with somebody else that might need it. So if this video today helped you, please share with someone. Drop a like, a comment below on any social media platform, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Please drop a like, drop a comment, and share this video, and let's grow together. This is me. Oh, you're so welcome, my darling. That means so much to me. I'm so glad I was able to serve you today. All right, you're so welcome, guys. Day 17, I'll be back tomorrow for day 18. For now, you all know I love you. Mwah! Bye, guys.
The positivity. Dr. O, keep